You're watching Behind the Lines. Here, if you want to understand the real forces driving the 2026 financial reset, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Close your eyes and imagine a world where the physical cash in your wallet is suddenly worthless. For decades, we have trusted pieces of paper printed by central banks to hold our labor's value. But in 2026, the foundation of this global trust is beginning to crumble before our very eyes. The transition we are witnessing is not a temporary crisis. It is a total systemic overhaul. From the streets of New York to the markets of Shanghai, the way we trade is changing forever. Governments around the world are quietly retiring the traditional concept of national currency as we know it. Inflation is no longer a slow leak. It has become a flood destroying the middle class's savings. We are entering the era of the Great Financial Reset, a term once feared and now real. Every transaction you make is being moved into a digital ledger controlled by invisible hands. The gold standard died in 1971, but the paper standard is dying right now in 2026. Large financial institutions are already moving their trillions into assets that exist only in code. While the public remains distracted, the elite are shifting their wealth into the new digital safety. You are not just watching a change in technology, you are watching a change in human freedom. This documentary will peel back the layers of the secret meetings that reshaped our financial destiny. Welcome to the final countdown for the US dollar and the birth of a new economic era. For 80 years, the US dollar has reigned supreme as the world's undisputed reserve currency. This dominance allowed one nation to export its inflation and control global trade through sanctions. However, the weaponization of the financial system has forced the rest of the world to rebel. The BRICS alliance has grown from a small group into a massive economic powerhouse in 2026. They are no longer asking for a seat at the table, they are building a brand new table. China and India are now settling massive oil trades using their own local currencies instead of dollars. Saudi Arabia, once the pillar of the Petrodollar, has officially diversified its global energy partnerships. When the demand for dollars drops globally, the value of every bill in your pocket follows suit. We are seeing a massive homecoming of dollars that were once held by foreign central banks. This tidal wave of returning currency is causing prices at home to skyrocket beyond historical levels. The national debt of the United States has reached a point where interest cannot be paid. Math does not lie, and the math suggests that the current debt-based system is mathematically impossible. To keep the machine running, central banks must print more, which only hastens the final collapse. Retail stores are already reporting a shift where digital payments are the only accepted form of tender. In several European cities, cash has become a rare sight, used only by those outside the system. The psychological war against physical money has been won through convenience and fear of germs. Every credit card swipe and every mobile tap leaves a permanent footprint in a massive database. This transition was never about making your life easier. It was about making your life traceable. As the dollar loses its grip, a digital vacuum is being created to pull everyone into the net. The transition from paper to screen is the ultimate tool for global economic synchronization and control. In the shadows of the old system, a new architecture called CBDCs has been fully deployed. Central bank digital currencies are not like Bitcoin. They are the ultimate tool of central planning. Unlike decentralized crypto, a CBDC is issued and programmed directly by the state's central authority. Imagine a currency that knows exactly what you buy, where you buy it, and when you buy it. In 2026, the programmability of money has become a reality for millions of unsuspecting citizens. Governments can now set expiration dates on your savings to force you to spend and stimulate. They can restrict your purchases based on your personal carbon footprint or your social behavior score. If you disagree with a policy, your digital wallet could be frozen with a single click of a button. This is the end of financial anonymity and the beginning of total economic transparency for the state. Banking officials argue that this system prevents crime and makes social welfare payments more efficient. But the cost of this efficiency is the absolute surrender of your personal financial sovereignty and privacy. We are moving from a system of permissionless cash to a system of permission based digital credits. The technology behind this reset is the blockchain, but it has been repurposed for absolute centralization. While you sleep, the ledgers are being updated to reflect the new rules of the global economy. Many people will welcome this change because it promises safety in a world of increasing chaos. But safety bought with the price of freedom has historically led to a very dark path for society. Major retailers have already integrated their systems with the new central bank digital protocols globally. The integration of your identity with your bank account is now an inseparable part of your life. Your smartphone has become the gateway to your survival, but also the collar around your neck. The Great Reset is not coming. It is already the operating system of the world in 2026. In this storm of digital control, the ancient value of gold has returned to the spotlight. Central banks are not just launching digital coins, they are also buying physical gold in secret. They know that when the digital systems fail or glitch, gold is the only ultimate insurance policy. History shows that every fiat currency eventually returns to its intrinsic value, which is zero. But commodities like silver, gold, and land have survived every empire and every financial reset. In 2026, the smart investor is no longer looking for high growth, but for absolute capital preservation. Bitcoin has also matured into a global asset, acting as a life raft for those fleeing inflation. It represents a parallel system, one that the central banks cannot print or easily shut down. The battle between centralized CBDCs and decentralized assets will define the next decade of our lives. You must decide whether you want to be a participant in the cage or a survivor outside. Diversification is no longer a luxury, it is the only way to protect your family's future. Do not leave your entire life's work in a single bank account that can be deleted. Education is your greatest weapon against the propaganda of the new global financial order. Understand that the headlines you see are often designed to lead you into a predetermined trap. Look at what the billionaires are doing, not what they are saying on the mainstream news. They are buying productive farmland, hard assets, and investing in technologies that bypass the grid. The Great Reset is an opportunity for those who are prepared and a disaster for those asleep. We are standing at the edge of a new frontier where the rules of money are being rewritten. The paper dollar served its purpose for a century, but its time has finally run its course. As we move into this digital future, hold on to the values that truly matter: truth and autonomy. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the transformation of our global wealth. Behind the Lines will continue to monitor the shadows of the financial elite for your benefit. Make sure to subscribe and share this message before the algorithms decide it is too dangerous. Your future is in your hands, but only if you have the courage to see the truth. This is the end of the old world and the beginning of the great financial reset.